And now you've turned to page 157. You can see some things that we've already done, like telling the time, and the last lesson, daily routine. Now, these will be very important for your speaking exam. Maybe they will ask you, what do you do every day? What do you do at the weekend? What did you do last weekend? Tell me about a special day in your life. Okay, something like that. So you're going to need these things. Okay, let's have a look at parts 2 and 3, expressions of frequency. And first of all, I'm going to get rid of all of this writing. There we go. And we'll have a look at expressions of frequency. And it says, how often do you see your friends? Well, at the moment, probably never, or only on Zoom. But let's have a look at these every answers to how often. For example, every day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Okay. If it's every Monday, of course, then that's going to be one time every week, isn't it? Yeah. So I'm going to put the answers in here. Okay. January, February, March, they are months. Yep. So we can say every month. Or if it's just one time each year, then you can say every year. Yeah. I don't think there's anything special about that. Not year. We could also use, to answer the question how often, we can also say how many times. We could say once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. So, for example, if you only do something on Mondays, you do it once a week. If you come to English classes on Mondays and Wednesdays, then that's twice a week. If you go to the gym on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays when it's open, then that's 3 times a week. Okay, sometimes you'll hear per week, but normally we say a week. Okay, and this is only January, April, July, and October, so that's 4 times a year. We can also say how many times a day, how many times a week, how many times a month, or how many times a year. And again, the recording is there on the website for you. Let's move on to the next part. Now, this is adverbs of frequency. This means that they're asking, answering the question, how often? So, for example, you know I love coffee and I hate tea. So I always drink coffee and I never drink tea. But somewhere in the middle, we've got when it's not 100% of the time or 0% of the time. So, for example, I hardly ever drink tea, but sometimes I drink green tea, like iced tea or something like that, but not normal tea. I don't like that. Often and usually. Okay, so often, not always, but nearly always. Usually, about the same thing. You can say normally if you find usually is difficult to say. Let's look at the exercise now. What you've got is some information down the bottom here. For example, B, I start work at 8 every day. That means I always get up at 7 o'clock so that I arrive at work at 8 o'clock. Okay, so the answer to 1 is B. Have a look at the other ones. I often go to the cinema after work. I usually finish work at 6. I sometimes meet a friend for lunch. I hardly ever go to the theatre. And I never have coffee. So which ones go with these? About 7 or 8 times a month? I think that's quite often, isn't it? Does that work with the one with the cinema? I often go to the cinema after work about 7 or 8 times a month. Wow, that is a lot. Shall we check? Is that A? And the answer is A. Okay, there it is. Right, I'm going to pause it so that you can do the rest, but I will read them out loud first. But on Fridays, we stop at 3. Stop, finish, about the same. I don't like it. Sounds like me with tea. Only once or twice a year. About once or twice a month. I'm going to press pause in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And now if you finish doing the answers, I will put the answers up for you to check. And here they are. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.